Have you ever been in a position where you will draw a trend line, you'll be presented with a setup, you'll take your entry, and then it fails. And you're like, okay, let's try again. You'll draw another trend line, you'll take your entry, you'll place your trade, and then it fails. And then you're doing this again and again and again. You're like, okay, I give up. Trend lines do not work. I'm telling you, this is exactly why. Trend lines have made me $200,000 this year, and I'm gonna teach you exactly how. The strategy is simple and the checklist is simple. Okay, so here we've got a 1, 2, 3, even 4 touch point trend line break here. Most of you guys are thinking, this is an A+ setup, it's time to get in. Would you take this trade, yes or no? If you answered yes, you're wrong. As we can see here, you got completely faked out. Now there's one key component that you're missing that will completely transform your trend line trading. So the one key component that you're missing is top-down analysis, is higher time frame structure, incorporating it into the decision that you're making in each trade. And it helps give each trade structure and repeatability. So you can consistently do this over and over again. With this trade here, it was random. There is no structure to it. There's no higher time frame analysis that helps you make this decision. But if you look over here on this trade or on this chart, you wouldn't have even taken any short positions because this incorporates top-down analysis. So the structure of this incorporates every single time frame. You look at what the monthly chart is doing, then what the monthly chart is doing in accordance to the weekly time frame. Every pullback connects to one another. So there's so much structure here, and this is something that you can repeat and you can do it consistently. We wouldn't have even taken short positions in this example because each higher time frame points to bullish movement. But if you look here, you would think hindsight, yeah, we got a 1, 2, 3, 4 touch point trend line break, get in. But if we go to the other example, you wouldn't have even taken that short position because everything is pointing to higher highs, higher highs. The higher time frame is showing us very clearly that we're in an uptrend. So trading requires context. You need to, and a great analogy is thinking of driving at night without headlights on. This trade that we saw over here, that random trend line, and you thought in the moment this was an awesome trend line break, but this is you driving at night without headlights. You can see what's in front of you like 5 feet away. As soon as it comes, you're like, oh, okay, I can get out of the way. But if you add structure, if you add top-down analysis and higher time frame structure to your trading, that gives you the headlights. Now you can see 20, 30, 40, 50 feet in front of you, which is same here. Now you can see the trend, you can see the structure before you actually take your trade. So when you're trying to get context of which trend are we following along or which direction, are we bullish or bearish for your entry, you need that higher time frame context. So since I'm a swing trader, I use these higher time frames every time to give me context. So yes, I take my trades in the 4-hour, but I'm always using the monthly, the weekly, and the daily to help give me context. If you're a day trader, maybe you're trading the 5-minute time frame, you still need to do that top-down analysis. You still need to incorporate those higher time frames to help give you context on the overall direction. So that's maybe utilizing the 1-hour, the 4-hour, the daily to help you make that decision in the lower time frame. To help you guys better understand, I'm gonna do a full top-down analysis here on Platinum to show you guys how I would find an A+ setup. Okay, so here is our top-down analysis. We're looking at Platinum. We're gonna start on the monthly time frame. You wanna see from the very beginning, looking at this dinosaur icon on TradingView, the very beginning to today, to real-time price action. We wanna see everything that's happened. We want all or as much context as possible. What we're gonna do is mark up bullish and bearish trends on this chart. So we're gonna use the Ray tool instead of the trend line tool because the trend line has a point A and a point B and it stops. The Ray tool has a point A and a point B and then extends indefinitely. Now, when we're doing top-down analysis, this is the secret sauce here. This is everything. It is making sure every trend, every point A, every point B, every pullback connects to one another. So when we draw our first trend line on the chart, we're looking for the lowest point we see on the screen. Boom. Now we want our point B. This is the part that you guys will understand as we continue and move through some more. But we want our higher low. We want a second pullback or the second lowest point on the screen. But the point here is price cannot have intersected with your line. So you need to have this trend line truly holding the price up. You need lowest point you see on the screen, then second lowest point without price intersecting. Right here is the only place we can draw our point B because price hasn't intersected. And let me give you an example real quick. This is probably what you guys are doing wrong. You will draw a line where this looks perfect. You've got 1, 2, 3 touch points, amazing. But like, how is that gonna help you with where the price is at now? Price has already crossed this trend line. This trend line is old news. So we want to utilize price action to help us make decisions in real time today. So we need to make sure price hasn't crossed through or intersected these yet. So point A, lowest point you see on the screen. Point B, second lowest point you see on the screen without price intersecting. Okay, for our second trend line, we're going to use the previous point B. Boom. And now we're just looking for yet another higher low, but making sure the price doesn't intersect it, doesn't cross through. And this is all we've got. So you've got your first two trend lines drawn on your top-down analysis on the monthly time frame. And we want to mark up bullish and bearish trends because as trend line traders, we are trying to identify which one is it going to respect. Which trend? Is it going to be the bullish trend or is it going to be the bearish trend? All right, we've got our first two upward trend lines. Now we're going to draw our first downward trend line. Opposite, different, but same. So for our upward trend lines, we were looking for the lowest point we see on the screen. For our downward trend lines, we're looking for the highest point we see on the screen. Highest point right here, point A. Point B, same concept. We're looking for a lower high this time without price intersecting, which would be right here. Boom. Now I like to color code these to help. I'm, fun, artsy fartsy. I like to make my downward trend lines red and my upward trend lines green. Okay, so we've got our very first few lines drawn in our monthly time frame. This is the start of the top-down analysis. We started at the monthly, now we need to work our way down to the weekly, the daily, the 4-hour, and the 1-hour. So we're gonna move from monthly to weekly, and we're gonna do the same exact process over and over again. Each trend line is gonna connect to the higher time frame. Now, if TradingView gets a little wonky on you, you can hit the reset button and then pick up right where you left off. One thing that you'll notice as you're doing your top-down analysis is that we have started at a very broad time frame, the monthly time frame. So as you come in closer, you're getting more and more exact or more and more precise. So your lines are going to be a little bit wonky. You need to slightly adjust them. You might not have made it a perfect, touch point on the perfect high or the perfect low. So as you come into lower time frames, you'll need to make some slight adjustments, and you'll see that as we continue down. All right, now we're on the weekly time frame. We're going to keep doing the same thing that we were doing before. Previous point B is the new point A. Every trend line is going to connect. So this right here was our previous point B. You can see the point B circle or pivot point was a little bit off, so we're going to just slightly adjust that here. Boom. Now we are going to draw our weekly time frame trend line. Previous point B is new point A, and you're going to find a higher low without price intersecting, which is going to be right here. Now, on this trend line, we were able to capture 1, 2, 3 touch points. We love this. Now we're going to make it green. One thing that you'll notice here on the weekly time frame, though, is there is no more additional downward trend lines that we can draw. That's because we are just moving up, and away. There'll be different instruments that are a lot easier to mark up. If you are looking at an instrument that has been trending in a certain direction for, 10 years, 5, 10 years, it'll be a lot easier to mark that up. Or if you're marking up a instrument that is in consolidation, it's going to be a lot trickier to do your top-down analysis because you're looking for the trend when there isn't one. So if you're finding a hard time marking up a specific instrument, just know that some will be easier than others depending on how long they trend. Now, this is all we can do in the weekly time frame, so this is your indication. When there is no more trend lines that you can draw in that time frame, that's your indication to now move down. So we're going to continue to move down. We started in the monthly, we marked up our chart in the weekly, now we're going to the daily time frame. Each time frame connects to its higher time frame predecessor. Now we are in the daily time frame, and you can see now and there's just a lot more information. So this is you just getting more and more precise, looking at more and more information on the instrument. So in the weekly time frame, the upward trend line that we drew was as far as you could go. But now that we come into the daily, we can see more movement. We can see more pullbacks, which means we can come in with another trend line. As far as the downward trend line goes, there's nothing we can do. There's no more downward trend lines we can draw because this is in such an aggressive uptrend. So right now, all we're going to do on this specific time frame or on this part of the top-down analysis is draw one more upward trend line. Same rule every time. Previous point B is new point A. Every trend line connects to its higher time frame. So we're going to start our new trend line here, utilizing the most recent pullback or a higher low. This is as far as we can go. This is the daily time frame. Now we're going to go down to the 4-hour time frame. And your indication to know when it's time to move to another time frame is when there are no other pullbacks, there's no other lines that you can draw on this view. Now we're going to go to the 4-hour. And if you find yourself getting lost on the charts, every time just hit the reset button, it'll take you right back to where you need to go. Now here's a good example of the lines looking a little bit wonky. On the daily time frame, they looked pretty precise, but as we're coming into the 4 hour, now you can see we didn't put them in the exact right points. So we just need to make some slight adjustments. We're gonna take this point B, move it to that true low, and we're gonna take this point A and move it to the true low. And slightly adjust this one too. And there we go. Now we can come in even steeper. 4 hour time frame, same process. Previous point B is new point A. Connect your higher lows. Make sure price doesn't intersect. Yada, yada, yada. You get it. All right, previous point B is new point A. And then we're coming in as steep as we can go. So you can't come in too steep here because you'll see back here price had already intersected. That is the one rule. Besides the higher time frames need to connect. And previous point B is new point A. Price can't intersect here. So we're going to use this last pullback. All right, previous point B is new point A. And then we are using this as our point B. This is as steep as we can go in the 4 hour time frame. So I'm a 4 hour trader. This is where I stay. Once I've done my top-down analysis, this is where I will be taking my entries. I'm not going to just start on the 4 hour time frame, randomly draw some lines, randomly take some entries. I will do this top-down analysis and have context of a higher time frame every single time. So I know if we're in an overall upward trend, which we can see here very clearly, we've drawn one downward trend line and like 6 or 7 upward trend lines. So I can see very clearly that we are moving higher and higher. I have that top-down analysis or that higher time frame context every time I get an entry in the 4 hour. So once you incorporate that higher time frame analysis, you are developing this bias or bringing in higher time frame context to see overall what direction are we going in to help you make the decision moving forward. So it's not that trend lines don't work, they do. It's not the strategy that's the problem. It's not the trend lines that are the problem. It's not incorporating higher time frame into your entries. If you make this change, if you start incorporating the top-down analysis, if you can master the top-down analysis into your entries, your trading is going to change. You will finally see that flip from red to green.